Thank you, Kai. Breaking news in Westchester. There is a police pursuit underway. Mark Kono live in Sky 5 with more. Mark, I understand that a pedestrian has already been run over in this pursuit.
Yeah, bear with me just a minute here, Glenn. We're coming through a sensitive airspace here. We are coming through Westchester here, northbound on Sepulveda Boulevard here, just coming up on Howard Hughes Parkway. This person is wanted for hit and run, we believe, on a pedestrian, potentially someone who might have been riding a scooter here. This kind of burgundy colored Honda Civic, again, northbound on Sepulveda, and we're just coming out of Westchester from Howard Hughes Parkway over towards the 405 freeway here. Now you can see there is some damage to the left rear window of that Honda Civic here. Now, if we move forward a little bit and we are able to get to the front windshield here, there is a lot of massive damage to the front windshield here, presumably from whatever this person hit. So a hit and run type of a collision, miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, LAPD moving in. Looks like we may be looking at a pit maneuver, and there it is, a pit maneuver, a successful one at that. And okay, he's going to make his way. Okay, he's going to make his way out of it. Okay, he drives out of it. He was well, he was pitted. He swapped ends, and he was able to make that U-turn and continue along La Tijera. He's going to be coming up on an intersection. I believe that's going to be Manchester. We'll get some confirmation of that as we approach the intersection. Does he continue through the intersection? Indeed, it looks like he continues through the intersection, which is Manchester. So La Tijera just passing Manchester, and he'll be heading over towards Sepulveda. And Sepulveda, again, a street that we were talking about just a few minutes ago as he was northbound on Sepulveda over towards the 405 freeway and Centinela. So again, this seems to be an area that he has made at least one circuit around, and he will be kind of making a dogleg right turn here over towards Sepulveda Boulevard. So here we have an LAPD cruiser who is moving into position to do exactly that, a second pit. There it is, and so hopefully that disabled the vehicle. No, it didn't. He's going to try and accelerate out of it. He's going to hit the curb there. And once again, second pit maneuver, second successful pit maneuver that the guy was able to drive out of here. So we kind of continue on a westbound trek just on the north side of the LAX runways. Guys, let me send it back down to you for a moment.
Here he goes again.
And here's another pit maneuver. This will be the third time, and hopefully the third time is a charm if they can pull this off. And a big chunk of the car breaking off, and it looks like this time they may have him.
He's running.
Okay.
And he just ran that police car that's
oh, he's trying to go
He's trying to get away again. Wow.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Wow, look at that. Okay, continuing westbound on Manchester Parkway here is where we are, guys, just on the north side of the runways of LAX here. And if he continues on a westerly track here, he might eventually get over towards Pershing, which is over on the western edge of the LAX airspace. So you can see that third pit maneuver did do a little bit more damage here. Might have taken out the rest of that back window here. Certainly took off the bumper cover, and perhaps did a little bit more damage to the rear end of that Honda Civic here. But for the third time, pit maneuver, third time he was able to drive out of it here. So again, a very dangerous situation. It kind of gives you an indication. Wow, there we go, the fourth pit maneuver, and there we go. Perhaps this one will, my goodness, look at that. Okay, he's going to drive out of this one too. Okay, just to give you an indication of how desperate this guy is. He does not want to be captured here, guys. After the fourth pit maneuver, he is just on the gas, and he continues now eastbound now at a higher rate of speed. Now eastbound on Manchester Parkway here, just on the north side of the LAX runways here. From this angle, you can kind of see the indentation, the impression on that front windshield here. It kind of gives you an idea of the damage sustained by that guy as he hit that person earlier in the Culver City area, we believe. But now eastbound on Manchester, just on the north side of LAX, you can see he's kind of picking up speed, and that has been the trend that we have seen successively after these four pit maneuvers here. So four pit maneuvers he's been able to drive out of here, and he is just not looking to give up at this point. So it's anyone's guess as to how far he's going to take it. He has an option of getting off the freeway right about here, and that might be an option for him perhaps, but it doesn't look like he's going to want to do that. He's just going to stay on the freeway here and make his way down towards the 110. So yeah, this is going to be potentially a while until he decides to give up.
All right, so we have a phoner right now with CHP, one of the CHP officers today, Chris Maldonado. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
So can you just kind of get us up to date on this? We've been following it coming up here now on an hour or so, four pit maneuvers, and this driver is just not wanting to give up.
Right, yeah. CHP, actually, we get a call about 1214, advising us this pursuit that originated with, I believe, Culver City PD and LAPD. Doing a stellar job. We requested at 1214, so this is where we're at now, and hopefully this can come to a peaceful outcome.
Can you also talk about the demeanor of drivers in situations like this and how you guys train for it in the past? You know, a lot of times, especially when you do that pit maneuver and the driver stops, you always have to take into consideration maybe those phone calls from the family, or possibly just being able to see him from the helicopter, the way he's acting inside of the car. Can you talk to that training a little bit?
Yeah, it's really hard to determine exactly the outcome of the pursuit or the driver's demeanor. No traffic stop is ever the same. No individual is ever the same. So we want to take in consideration all possibilities in which this person's state of mind is. You try to do as much training as you can. Like every other agency, we're constantly training and up to date on different scenarios, trying to prepare for the worst, expect the best, hopefully. But like I said, every traffic stop is different, and hopefully this comes to a peaceful outcome.
See what happens here.
Yeah, it looks like he's slowing down here, guys. Las Flores Creek along the 5 freeway here. Yeah, it certainly looks like he's slowing down, and I don't know if he's doing this of his own accord. I don't know if he's got a flat tire. We haven't seen any flat tires, at least on the passenger side here, but it certainly looks like he's slowing to a stop. Maybe he's running out of gas, maybe he's running out of gas. So here we go, just outside of Camp Pendleton here along the 5 freeway. There's the CHP pulling right up to his rear.
Save the gas, save your battery, and hopefully we can get this roadway open pretty quickly.
Absolutely, you don't want this interference. And have you seen a situation like this before? In your experience?
Not this long, but this is pretty typical with felony stops. But if the person doesn't want to come out, we just kind of have to wait. We don't want to escalate the situation, and it's all about safety. But we also realize this is causing a huge backup on the freeway. But we kind of just at this point are just kind of waiting it out and try to do the safest thing for everybody.
Now, what if there's a situation, there's an emergency of someone in their car, as we speak? Perhaps maybe somebody should come over here and maybe just contact you, right?
Yeah, we have other units that can come down and help people out if they need help.
Okay, Officer Marshall, thank you so much. So again, we're going to keep you posted out here, but in the distance, again, this is still a standoff. We're still waiting to see what that driver.
Okay, well, that standoff just ended.
Yeah. So they all forced in, and then they took the K9 in with them as well. So I think they've apprehended now this driver. I think this is what they basically had to do. They had to go in and basically rush the car. It looked like they went in with about 10 officers and a K9, and they were able to open that door quickly and let the K9 go in, and that usually stops everything.
And the suspect now is finally handcuffed, and it looks like there's some type of injury to his face. They're holding something up to his head.
And they're taking him off the side of the freeway there to maybe render aid to him there, make sure that he's okay. I mean, this has been a big deal for, CHP and LAPD and also Culver City in pursuing this guy. It's a high level of stress, and and a high level of stress for this guy too. And he's probably and his family allegedly told police that he's had some emotional distresses lately, and so it can be exhausting with the 4 pit maneuvers and everything else. So we're not sure what they're treating him for here. Those people now, imagine on the 5, they've been sitting there for like 45 minutes, so that backup must be huge. Yeah. We did talk to Elizabeth Espinoza. She made it there. Since we've been on this pursuit for nearly 3 hours, she was able to get down there and be in the midst of all the people right up front, the ones that were stopped because of this pursuit.
Well, the good news is it's over. The driver of the car is now in custody. This is something that took, like I said, from Culver City all the way down to Camp Pendleton. It's been a 3-hour odyssey that included 4 pit maneuvers. They tried to get him with a spike strip 3 or 4 times. But he finally ran out of gas, and it's finally over.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, hopefully we'll be back at 3 o'clock for the entire KTLA newsroom. For Glenn Walker and Kai Goldberg, I'm Lou Parker. We'll see you then.